Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nar from the Nar Report. Back today with another episode. This is episode 36 of the Nar Report, and I just want to say is I appreciate all the love and support on all of my social media platforms here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, just ignore my dog in the background, but let's get into it. So in today's episode, I'll be recapping Game 1 and Game 2 of the NBA Finals. All right, OKC wins last night. 123 to 107. Excuse me. OKC wins 123 to 107 in OKC. Series tied at 1-1. So I'm here to recap Game 1 and Game 2. All right. And I'll talk about Tyrese Halliburton struggling right now for the Indiana Pacers. And I'm going to give y'all a Game 3 preview. All right. Let's get into it. If you have it, if you're new to YouTube, make sure y'all click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live, and make sure y'all sub to the YouTube. Okay? Let's get into it. Starting off with Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Indiana wins 111 to 110 in OKC. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Let's talk about it. Great game, down to the wire. OKC was up by 14 or 12 with like 3 minutes left, and kind of like what Indiana did to New York, came back from down like 14, 12 points with 3 minutes left, and they won the game. But Indiana, they came back Game 1 and wanted Tyrese Halliburton with the game winner, and Halliburton didn't even have a great game, okay? Tyrese Halliburton didn't even have a great game, and for him to hit the game winner with 14 points, that's just unbelievable, all right? But good game overall. Both teams played exceptionally well. SGA and the Thunder played great. Indiana played great. This game could have went either way Game 1, all right? It could have went either way Game 1, okay? But otherwise, though, Indiana got the win, 111 to 110. Let's talk about it. Pacers, let's go over their stats. Aaron E. Smith, 10 points. Pascal Siakam had 19. Miles Turner, 15. Andrew Nembhard, 14. Tyrese, what the hell, Halliburton? That's his new name that I call him. With the game winner, 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. He had a little decent game, okay? Obi Toppin, 17. Ben Shepherd, 3. TJ McCollum, 9. Ben Mathurin, 5. And Thomas Bryant had 5 points. So the Pacers, they were great all game long. They came ready to play. They came out with some energy. You know, Game 1 could have went either way. Okay, it could have went either way, but OKC should have won that game. They were up by 12, and then they blew it. I believe they was up by 12 with 9 minutes left, because OKC should have won that game. They should be up 2-0 right now in the NBA Finals, but Indiana still won as they should. But here's the thing, though. The Indiana Pacers, they proved to us that they could beat anybody on the road, okay? This is a very dangerous team. Let's go over the OKC stats. Lou Dort, 15 points. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, 17 points. Chet Holmgren, 6 points. Casey Wallace has 6. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 38 points. Alex Caruso, 11 points. Isaiah Hartenstein, 9 points. Isaiah Joe, 5 points. Aaron Wiggins, 3 points. And that's it for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So OKC, they had a great game. It was great offensively, great defensively. And I wasn't saying they lost the game badly, but Indiana just took it for them. It's not like – so here's the thing about that loss from OKC. It's not like they lost it. Indiana just took it for them because they should have won that game. OKC should have won Game 1. All right, but what a comeback by Indiana. They win Game 1, 111 to 110. Tyrese Halliburton with the game winner. It was a great game. All right. Now we go into Game 2 from last night. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder winning 123 to 107 in OKC. Game 2 in the NBA Finals. Let's talk about it. This series is now tied at 1 game apiece. All right, let's talk about it. OKC, I knew they was going to have a bounce back game. They came ready to play. SGA came ready to play. Chet Holmgren came ready to play. He had a better game than Game 1. I knew OKC was going to bounce back because they could have gone down 2-0 heading into Indiana. Because we know if OKC would have lost that game, they would have been in some trouble. headed to Indiana. All right. And you see, I got the shirt 2025 NBA playoffs, Oklahoma City Thunder. That's what I'm rooting for in the finals, baby. I'm not an OKC fan. I'm still an Atlanta Hawks fan, but I'm just rooting for them in the finals. Okay. But back to what I was saying, OKC won the game. I'm proud of what they did offensively, and they were aggressive defensively. OKC, there's no recipe for beating this team. They are the best team in the NBA. All right. They was great offensively, great defensively. They were athletic. They were aggressive. Let's go over the stats real quick for OKC. Lou Dort, 3 points. Jalen Williams had 19. Chet Holmgren, 15 points. Casey Wallace had 4. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 34 points. Isaiah Hartenstein, 3 points. Alex Caruso had a great game off the bench, 20 points. Isaiah Joe, 2 points. Aaron Wiggins, 18. And that's it for OKC. Man, OKC came ready to play that game. They knew what was at stake. They came ready to play. They had the mindset. They watched film after game 1. They were ready, okay? Because I said if they don't win game 2, Indiana has a lot of momentum going back home, all right? But OKC ties the series up at 1 game apiece, 123-107. Indiana did not have a great game at all. It's like Indiana didn't even care, okay? They play like they didn't even care. They just wanted OKC to take it. All right. And I believe that that's the way they play because according to the stats, Aaron Nesmith, 14 points. All right. Pascal Siakam, 15 points. He's going to keep continuing what he does best. All right. Miles Turner, 16. Andrew Nembhard, 11. Tyrese, Halliburton, 17. Here's the thing about Tyrese Halliburton. He was great in the first half. In the first half, he was awful, but then he became very aggressive in the second half. That's unacceptable for Tyrese Halliburton. All right, that's unacceptable. You can't do that in the playoffs. 3 points at halftime? That's unacceptable. And you're supposed to be the superstar player of the team. Okay, you're supposed to be the superstar player of the team. 3 points at halftime against the Oklahoma City Thunder is unacceptable. In order for the Indiana Pacers to have a chance against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Tyrese Halliburton has to be aggressive and has to come ready to play. All right. If not, they're done. All right. It's just that simple. But it ain't really much to talk about game 2 because OKC won 123-107. It was a blowout win, but I knew OKC was going to get the job done. All right. Now I want to talk about Tyrese Halliburton. He has been struggling in these NBA finals. Yes. I understand he hit the game winner in game 1, but Tyrese Halliburton has been struggling for the Indiana Pacers so far this whole series. Game 1, 14 points. Game 2, 17. But I understand he hit the game winner in game 1, but Tyrese Halliburton has to be better. You're going back home. You're tied at 1-1. You have a chance to take game 3 and go up 2-1 in this 7-game series. If you do, you have a chance. I'm telling you, I think the Oklahoma City Thunder can win both games in Indiana. And I'll be real with you. If OKC wins game 3 and game 4, Indiana, just forfeit game 5. Okay, because you do not have a chance. All right. So yeah, just know if OKC wins game 3 and game 4, Indiana should just forfeit the series, okay? Because there's nothing they could do. All right, there's nothing they could do. So I believe the Pacers will come ready to play game 3. They're at home playing in front of their fans. Indiana plays well at home, too. Role players play better at home. So I think Aaron Nesmith and them boys will have a better game. All right? So I'm just looking for that game 2. And I'm going to give y'all a quick game 3 preview. Game 3 will be on Wednesday night at 8:30 in Indiana. We are in Indianapolis for game 3 and game 4 of the NBA playoffs. Let's talk about it. I think both of these teams will split. OKC gets the first one and Indiana gets the second one. Or it could go either way, okay? These next 2 games in Indiana could go either way. But if Indiana loses game 3, it's must win for game 4. Just like OKC, if they lose game 4, they lose game 3, it's must win game 4. I just feel like whoever wins game 3, game 4 is must win for whoever. All right. And I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to come down to the wire. This is going to remind me of Denver versus OKC in the Western Conference semifinals. It's going to go either way. Okay, it's going to go either way. I think Indiana's going to come ready to play. OKC is definitely going to come ready to play. But here's the strategy. I'm going to give y'all some keys for Indiana. Number one, they got to be more aggressive on offense and defense. Okay, they got to be aggressive on offense and defense. You got to find a way to slow down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because that's a hard task to do. Slow down SGA. All right. And number two, Rick Carlisle got to outcoach OKC. Okay, he got to outcoach the Oklahoma City coach. All right. Number three, Tyrese Halliburton has to be way more aggressive. Okay, Halliburton has to be way more aggressive. Okay. So those are the game plans for game 3 for Indiana. But for OKC, just keep on doing your thing, okay? You're dominating throughout the whole NBA Finals. And I believe they will win game 3 in Indiana, and I think the Pacers will win game 4. All right? And then after that, we got a tie series at 2 games apiece. All right? Game 5 in OKC. I think OKC wins that. I think Indiana wins game 6, and OKC wins in 7. I think this is going to 7 games, okay? Both teams can play at a high level. They can execute. OKC has been the better team. They're more aggressive. But if Indiana could play like how they did in game 1, but more physical, oh, yeah. It's going to be a finals, baby. It is already the good finals from the start. So I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. Good start off to the NBA Finals. And I think it's going to be one of the best finals, most entertaining finals we had in a while, all right? 2 young teams going up against each other. I think it's going to be a dogfight. All right, it's going to be a dogfight for these next 2 games. I feel like these next 2 games are going to determine who are the NBA champions. Okay, that's what I believe. All right, whoever wins these next 2 games are NBA champions. Okay, I just feel like, yeah, that's what I just have that feeling. Whoever wins these next 2 games will determine the NBA champions, all right? Because it's all about who wants it more in these next 2 games in Indiana. And for Indiana, I think it's must win starting right now, okay? If you don't win game 3, you got to win game 4, okay? But game 3, I feel like game 3 could determine who will win the NBA Finals, okay? Because it's been going either way so far, all right? OKC, they got the job done game 1. OKC, they got the job done last night in game 2. Indiana got game 1. We got a tie series. Off to a great start. All right, but it's all about these next 2 games. What happens? I think OKC wins game 3 and Indiana wins game 4. I think they're going to split in Indiana, but OKC could win both games in Indiana, and do not be surprised. All right. And that's it. Today wasn't really a long episode because I didn't really have that much to talk about. I appreciate everybody that joined. I appreciate all the love and support. Continue all the love and support. I do the Now Report because of y'all, man. I love y'all. And before we go, make sure if you're new to the YouTube, you sub to the YouTube at the Now Report. Just type in the Now Report. Sub to the YouTube. Click that button. Make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live and when I post. All right. Follow the social media platforms, TikTok and Instagram, right here at _Now_Report. All right, like I said, today wasn't really a long show. I recapped game 1. Didn't really have much to talk about game 2 from last night. I talked about Halliburton struggling. He has to be more aggressive. In order for the Pacers to have a chance, he has to score at least 20 points. Okay, it's that simple. Gave y'all my game 3 preview. And that's it for today's show. Have a good rest of your day. Nard out, and I'll see you on my next episode. I will try to go live after game 3. All right, but make sure y'all stay tuned for more. Click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live. And I am going live on TikTok after these NBA Finals. So if you want to know the TikTok, this is it right here, _Now_Report. It's the same as the Instagram. And that's it. Have a good rest of your day. Nard out.